Hi. All right, let me. Do I want to? Hey, everybody. I don't think if I should share this or not. Hmm. Hmm. Not working. Let me just make sure it's all working. Hi, guys. Give me just a second. Make sure it's working. It's been a day.
Yeah, it's on.
It's on?
It's on.
Okay. I don't see it.
I do.
It's not on my feed. Are you sure?
Well, I see people on.
Hmm. It's weird. Don't see it. Hi, guys. just trying to make sense of things. Hang on a second. Just what the? Okay, well, it says I'm live, so I'm live.
You are.
Just not show. Maybe it doesn't show up in my feed until I don't know.
I'm watching you.
You are okay. You're watching me.
Yep,
Okay,
you're on. And so are,
okay. Hi.
so are 20 other people watching you at this time and getting bigger.
So, hi guys. Happy Monday. It is the 22nd of June, and we are here for another Letters from Spirit, and really having fun doing these. And we got Gia in the house. So.
Hi guys. Happy Monday.
And so she's here today to kind of navigate through some of the comments and help keep me organized and all that kind of stuff. And I've been looking forward to Letters of Spirit, and I look forward to sitting with Gia too, because we haven't seen much of each other.
We have not seen, except for this.
We're only seeing each other on
every Monday
on
now.
Letters from Spirit
it's
now.
That's crazy.
I know. We make attempts, but then
never happens.
It's really me. I'm the party pooper. I'm the one that's always.
Well, it was Father's Day weekend.
It was Father's Day weekend.
So.
Did you guys have a good Father's Day weekend? Was it a good weekend for you guys? Did you guys have fun? I had the most I love Mexican food.
You're kidding.
So I know we went to my friends will say if they ever want to get me to a restaurant, all they got to do is say, "Hey, Monica, you want to go for Mexican and margaritas?" And I'm like, "Yes." So we went yesterday for Father's Day with my husband. We went to Solo Gave, and they have literally the best chips and the best bean dip in the universe. I really outdid myself.
I can attest that you like that bean dip because we've been there.
I mean, we have been there together, and it's like, can we get a third round, fourth round, fifth round, sixth round? Any more bean dip?
To the point of getting dirty looks from the waiter sometimes.
I promise we'll order food, but that bean dip is amazing. Anyway, so we went to Mexican yesterday, and I had a great time. I feel really full though still today. Anyway, what'd you guys do? Anybody do anything fun yesterday for Father's Day? Did you guys celebrate somehow, or did you guys do anything? Did you enjoy the weather?
I did.
It's been really overcast where I live.
Really?
It's been humid and overcast. It has not been good for the hair. Let me just tell you. It's like, why even bother doing it? It just, I know. So anyway, today we're going to do a topic on forgiveness. And so somebody a few weeks back.
Who requested that?
I want to say it was Joyce. If memory serves me, it was Joyce. So I want to make sure that the person who requested to do forgiveness they're actually on today, because the spirit world listened, and so I didn't even have to ask them to speak on the topic. I need to close my door. Hold on.
I'll ask a question while she's up.
Sorry.
While you're talking, I always like to get a roll call. Can we get a roll?
Yeah,
I love to know, obviously, where you're calling in from, because we want to talk about, give a shout out. If it's your first time, I already see a few of you, Danielle, Danya, Maria, you mentioned it's your first time.
Hi, ladies. Danielle?
Danya.
Hi, Danya.
Danya said she watched it on replay, so that's how she found it. So that's cool.
Oh, you watched my replay. Thank you. And where are you chiming in from?
And so we're going to get a roll call on everybody now.
Yeah.
And again, first time. And let
first
me know.
Time. So it's Danya, and there was somebody else.
Maria and Danielle.
Before
I even asked the question.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, you guys, for letting us know you're new. Letters from Spirit is every Monday. And it's 5 o'clock California time, so Pacific Standard Time. And every week's a new topic. And, so every week's a new topic. And I just kind of channel the letters, and then I transcribe them, and then I read them. And then we kind of do a little discussion. We kind of talk it out. And, it's a great opportunity to kind of share, experiences maybe that you've had in regards to that topic, or if the topic resonated with you. That's always really good to kind of throw that in there, because I always love to know if it resonates with you guys, or if there's a part of it that you really liked, because it's I love to do that, because as I'm sitting with the spirit world, and they're channeling it. It's nice to kind of know and hear from you guys. So I know a lot of you have emailed me and messaged me all the time, letting me know you've enjoyed it, and I really appreciate that. So I love the feedback and letting me know that you're enjoying it and if you're having fun and all that. So I love getting those messages. So thank you, and even doing it here in the comments is great too. So I always love that. So thank you for the participation.
That being said,
Yeah.
let's do a little bit of a roll call.
Roll call.
So Danya, first time, and
Hey,
she's
Danya.
from Missouri.
From Missouri.
We've got Sandy
Welcome.
Ann from Pittsburgh.
Sandy Ann from Pittsburgh.
Second time on.
Second time. Thanks for coming again. Thank you.
Lisa is her first time seeing you and is very excited. So
Hey, Lisa.
she'll love
Thanks
it.
for coming on. I hope you enjoy. Thank
And
you for being here.
Kathy, from
Kathy.
Maine.
Kathy from Maine. Oh, hey, Kathy. How are you? Nice to see you here.
Kristen is getting her hair done as we speak while she's listening.
Kristen that's a girl. There you go, getting your hair done.
That's
and you're
dedication.
Listening. I love
That's
that.
dedication.
Say hi to your hairdresser. Tell her we appreciate her.
Yeah,
And we love the hairdressers.
that we do.
So share.
Sandy,
Share the love.
Sandy Clark, Reno, Nevada.
Hey, Sandy. Thanks for coming in from Reno.
Pamela from Chicago, first time.
Hi, Pamela from Chicago. Welcome. You guys having good weather now? You guys all having good weather where you are?
Hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so,
We're
right?
gonna
Hope
love
everyone's starting
yeah.
to get that good sunshine. It really helps lift the spirits when we have better weather. Don't you think? I think so.
For sure.
Yeah.
Margie says she loves you
Hi,
from
Margie.
New York.
Hi, Margie from New York. My son lives in New York. What part of New York are you from, Margie?
Aaron, first time, calling in from Delaware.
Delaware. Aaron, hi, Aaron. How are you? Thank you for coming on. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoy.
Lynn Camarillo.
Lynn, hi, Lynn.
Robin, Florida.
Robin.
I recognize you ladies. Welcome back. Priscilla.
Hey, Robin. Hey, Priscilla.
Moreno Valley.
Was she on before too, Priscilla?
I think so.
I think you're a repeat
so.
offender too, right,
Yeah,
darling?
we love
I remember hearing that beautiful name. That
Yep.
it's
I love
stands out.
that
Yeah,
name.
I love Priscilla. Pretty name.
We got Monica from New York. Monica's been on before. I know that.
Hi, Monica.
Uh,
Another New Yorker.
yeah.
Great.
Christine from
I love New Yorkers.
Christine from Nebraska.
Christine from Nebraska.
And
You must be having nice weather now, right?
yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty.
Lisa just mentioned she's from Illinois. She didn't put that sooner, but she's first time and she's from Illinois.
Okay, she's from Illinois. I went to Illinois way back when I was with my first husband, and I remember I went to Barrington, and it was Barrington, Illinois. Never been to Chicago before, and I'm like, wow, this is really pretty. So pretty here. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I'm like, I can move here. I want to live here. And then like the next day, it dropped like 40 degrees temperature, and it got really cold all of a sudden. I'm like, dang, it gets cold.
You get cold.
It dropped really fast. I wasn't used to that coming, born and raised in California. It's so pretty. Chicago is really, really pretty. I mean, Illinois is really, really pretty.
We got more. You ready for
Yeah,
some more?
yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm chatty.
Maria is Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Maria from New Mexico. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Sally, this is her 5th time, maybe more. She says she's looking forward to this every week.
Thank you, Sally. Thank you for coming on board. I'm happy that you're enjoying it. I really am. Makes me happy. Makes my heart happy. Thank you.
Evie's on. Hi, Evie.
Hey, Evie.
Sherry is 2nd time from Ventura.
Sherry from Ventura. Hey, Sherry.
And we've got another Illinois, Maria from Illinois.
Oh, another Illinois. Wow. Maria.
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 Hi, Maria.
And we've got Danielle from Arizona.
From Arizona, Danielle. Nice to meet ya. Welcome.
And Amy from Simi Valley.
Hey, Amy.
Elizabeth, Lancaster, California.
Elizabeth Lancaster. Hey, Elizabeth. Do you go by Liz or Elizabeth or Lizzie? I have a friend that was named Elizabeth. She went by Liza.
I have one that's Elizabeth. She goes by Lisa.
She goes by Lisa.
Yeah.
What do you go by?
Yeah.
Do you go by Elizabeth or do you have a nickname?
More.
More.
I
Okay,
got more.
sorry.
We're going to keep it going.
I'm just, chatting.
I know. Lena is her 2nd time.
Hey, Lena. Thanks for coming again.
And Joanne from Ohio.
Joanne from Ohio. Hey, Joanne.
You asked Pamela about the weather.
Yeah,
and
Pamela.
it's rain. She put rain.
Oh, it's raining?
Yeah. And we've got Julie from Riverside.
Julie from Riverside. Hey, Julie.
We've got Lorraine, first time on.
Oh, hey, Lorraine. Thank you. Thanks for coming on. Thanks all of you guys for coming on.
Yeah,
I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Joanne from Camarillo.
Phone. Joanne from Camarillo. Hey, Joanne.
Kayla is here from Nevada.
Kayla. That's a pretty name too. Kayla.
And I think it's Param. I hope I'm pronouncing.
Where's she from?
Kayla, Nevada. She just said Nevada.
From Nevada.
And I think this is Param, and I hope I'm not mispronouncing it, but Param is her first time, and she's either, I'm not sure if it's Louisiana or LA, Los Angeles, but she can let us know.
Are you from LA or Louisiana?
Not sure. I would say Louisiana because it's capitals, but you never know. It could be LA, Los Angeles.
We're happy you're here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cassie's on, third time
back. Cassie. Hey, Cassie.
Missouri, lots of sunshine and humidity.
Oh, yeah. Humid here, too. I was melting before I came here. Oh, my God. I was like melting. Like,
we can just keep on going. I have some more for you.
All right, a couple more, and then we'll get going. We're just kind of, it's just fun to say hi to everybody. Is that all right? It's part of my favorite part of this is just saying hi to all of you guys. So I'm a people person, and, you know, we're not around all the people anymore.
I know.
I love to, it's just kind of, it's like virtual hugs.
Yeah. I'm just going to go a little quicker.
Okay, go quick.
Okay. Shannon from Newberry Park.
Hi, Shannon.
And we've got Thousand Oaks, Brianna.
Hey, Brianna. Beautiful Brianna.
And let's see here. We got Evie. She's a frequent flyer.
Frequent flyer. She is.
Kim, first time from South Carolina.
South Carolina. Hey, Kim. Thank you for coming on board.
Bunny from the OC.
Bunny. How are you, Bunny? From the OC like us.
Yeah. Teresa from Pittsburgh.
Teresa from Pittsburgh. Welcome.
Loretta, Virginia.
Virginia's beautiful. I used to work in Virginia.
I've heard it's beautiful.
West Virginia. Is that Virginia?
Yeah,
West Virginia.
Yeah,
Virginia, right? Yeah. I was Maryland, Virginia, and DC.
And Aaron, Newberry Park.
Newberry Park. Hey, Aaron.
Debbie, Oklahoma City.
Debbie from Oklahoma.
Maria says you're so beautiful. She is.
Maria?
Maria said you're so beautiful.
Thank you, Maria.
She's excited to be here.
You're beautiful too. Thank you.
Kelly, Simi Valley.
Kelly from Simi. Hey, Kelly. I lived there for 12 years.
Param was Los Angeles. So when I
said
was
Los Angeles. Yes, okay, so it's not Louisiana. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Thanks for clarifying.
Christina, San Diego.
San Diego.
And we've got Deborah with Durham, North Carolina.
Durham, North Carolina.
And then
fun.
Angie from Minnesota.
Minnesota. Hi, Angie. You guys are amazing. You amazing ladies. Women are amazing.
Yep.
I think women are amazing.
There's still more coming.
There's still more coming. Okay, but we'll go.
I'm sorry, Patty from Phoenix.
Hi, Patty.
City. So yeah, I mean,
hi guys. I want to try to say hi to as many as I can.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
I'm sorry if I couldn't say hi to everybody, but I want you all to know how happy and grateful I am that you guys are here. Yeah. And thanks for sharing Monday night with me and Gia. So we appreciate it. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's like a big girls club, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
I have one more. Can I ask one more question? I know you want to get.
Yeah, no, go.
I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah.
Just because I haven't asked this before, who on here's had a reading with Monica? Whether that be a Zoom, whether that be phone, in person. I'm just curious. Just put a quick or some hearts or thumbs up. Just let us know. I just kind of like to. I know
I don't have my glasses on, so I have to look. I have to squint. Yeah. So if you had a reading with me, throw up some hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Awesome. And you can talk while.
Okay. Good.
Sorry, I was just asking questions.
I got to put on my glasses. Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about forgiveness. And tonight's letter from Spirit was a letter that somebody that was on board, was on one of my letters from Spirit a few weeks ago. They'd asked if I would ask Edgar and my guides, for any of you guys that are new, Edgar and my guides that I channel. And they asked, could you ask Edgar to channel forgiveness? And you'll see when I start the letter, I didn't have to ask. They knew. So I just thought that was kind of cool for the person that asked to have it, that the guides are with us when we're doing our Facebook Lives, when we're doing our letters from Spirit, the guides are with us. And so they know who's in the audience. They know who's there. So Anyway, so the session's going to be about that. So it's a topic that somebody asked about. So we're going to read the letter and then we're going to kind of talk about it a little bit. Love to hear you guys to comment what you thought about the letter, what you're taking with it, what you felt about it, if it resonated at all with you, if you took any nuggets from it. Would love to know that. And then we have giveaways, of course, right? So, I love to give away things. And so we're going to be giving away a workshop. I have a workshop that's going to be this Saturday, the 27th of June. It's a $39 ticket, and it's a 3-hour workshop online over Zoom. It's called The Beautiful You. And the whole workshop is really based about, if you kind of think of yourself as a car, sometimes we're parked on the driveway and we don't really feel like we have any gas in the tank to kind of do anything or go anywhere, or, we don't feel like inspired or desires to kind of do anything or to move in any particular direction. And so really the workshop is, in simple terms, putting gas in your tank. And that's really what it's about. So it's 3 hours of you. It's 3 hours of having fun and finding ways to do wonderful things, and give you some wonderful tools to kind of help lift your vibration, fill the tank up with some gas, and get you feeling empowered, and some purpose and direction and desires and inspiration and all that kind of stuff. So, and we talk about some things that kind of keep our vibration low, and how we cannot do that. So anyway, that's the workshop. If you're interested in joining the workshop, I am going to be giving away a free ticket tonight. And if you didn't win the ticket and you would like to, it's going to be this Saturday, 10 o'clock California time on Zoom. I will be giving everybody an email with a link once you've gotten a ticket Friday afternoon. So you'll have it. So look in your inboxes. Also, so that's what we're going to do. So it's going to be a fun workshop. So if you want to get a ticket and you didn't win a ticket tonight and you want one for $39, go on my website, monicaturlings.com, MonicaTeurlings.com. And you can go to my upcoming events page, and you'll see the Beautiful You workshop, and you can go and get a ticket. It'll take you right to Eventbrite. Just click on the image, and there's a description there as well. And if it resonates with you and you're into it and you got 3 hours on Saturday, I'd love to sit with you and kind of help fill the tank. Yeah. So anyway, so that's that. And also, yay. Okay. So I have an announcement. So I'm going to be doing a new type of reading. So I'm incorporating a new type of reading on my menu for my types of reading page. And this reading is... I've seen a lot of need for this because I get a lot of emails and a lot of messages and a lot of interaction. And even through my soul session readings, I get a lot of this that kind of comes up. So this is going to be spiritual coaching. So it's going to be a 1-hour private session with my clients or whoever is in need. And let me explain to you what
I was just going to ask that, because I mean, you told me about it. You called me and told me about it. And I'm super excited because you might have to give me one. I might need one. But in detail, because I didn't get all the details from you on the phone. So kind of, give me the detail.
Yeah.
I know you.
So I called Gia and I said, I'm going to incorporate this. I think this is really great. And so anyway, what a spiritual coaching session isn't, it is not a soul session. So a soul session is all about you and your life. It's about you. A soul session is about you having a reading with me, and I kind of help unstick you. So for instance, I had a client the other day who came to me who wanted to quit her career. She was a nurse and she wanted to quit her career. And as we kind of went through it, I went into her energy and I kind of got guided places. What I found was it wasn't her career that she should quit. It was the way she was utilizing herself as a nurse, and the type of nursing she was doing that wasn't resonating. So we went through this whole thing, and it really just gave her such aha moments. And so it was really great for her to be able to re-see her purpose in her work, and just know she was just in the wrong direction in her field. So anyway, that was wonderful. Another lady came to me the other day, and she just said that she didn't feel any self-love whatsoever or any self-worth. And that's a soul session. So I just went into her energy and we started talking. All of a sudden, all these things started coming up of all the ways that her tank was like overflowing with worth and all the things that she had done. And she just had forgotten. And when I was able to show her and redirect her, she felt entirely different after the session. So soul sessions are all about you and your life and your direction in life. And it's different for everybody, but it's always about helping lift you up and allow you to see yourself differently and your situation and circumstances. So those are all soul sessions. They are not predictions, although sometimes I do give them, but that's not really the course. That's not really what it's about. But spiritual coaching is different because spiritual coaching is about your personal spiritual development. So, for instance, you could be a medium. So maybe you're a medium, or you're trying to expand in mediumship, and you are not quite, getting the connections with the spirit world in the way that you would like, or you're a medium and you just like to go deeper with the connection with spirit and be able to blend and be with them more, and be able to get deeper, more meaningful, more heartfelt communication with loved ones on the other side for clients. It might be about that, so helping you with that. It could be intuitiveness. You guys are maybe an intuitive, and you're learning and unfolding these intuitive gifts that you have, and it's about helping you understand how to use them, how to feel your own energy, and how to be aware of it, and when the intuitive hits come in, like how does that feel and how you can use it. It could be a meditation. Maybe you guys are on a meditation journey, and you guys, maybe somebody's struggling in meditation and you really want to do this practice, but you're struggling. So I will help you with that. So it could be, you might just be having really low energy and low vibration, and it's about helping you through lifting that vibration for you, and different ways that I can coach you through helping you feeling better and more lifted, because, we should all be more lifted, right? Because that helps us on our spiritual path as well. I mean, I know as a medium, I can't connect with spirit if I have low vibration. So I know I have to be very aware of my vibration, and that's very important. So being aware of it is really important in life in general, and particularly if you're a medium. Anyway, so there's lots of different ways. It could be inspired writing. Maybe you want to get into that a little bit more. So different things, but it's about a spiritual coaching. It's a little bit more about helping you specifically. Maybe you're having a bunch of experiences and you just don't understand them. I know when I started in this journey, I had a lot of experiences I didn't really have anyone to talk to about. And it was, and it was such a problem because I had such profound experiences that I couldn't share them. I didn't understand them and I wanted to. So, it could be about that. Whatever it is for you, where you want some coaching in your spiritual development. So that's going to be a new session I'm coming out with.
You could tell I want to say something, huh? You're looking
Yeah,
at me.
go ahead. All right.
Okay.
So
first of all, I love this new session that you're offering, because I think especially with coming out of, or probably some of us are still in.
Can you hear Gia?
Yeah, I think they hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, they hear me.
Can you hear? Can you hear her?
I hear my big mouth.
Yeah,
they hear me. Anyway, I think
you.
what we're coming out of, right?
Yeah.
This has been so tough.
Yeah.
It's been a tough year for everybody.
Yeah.
So I think the timing couldn't be better for this type of session. But, another question I was thinking is, you had the session on the guides last week. That also, would that fall into spiritual coaching?
Oh, absolutely. Spiritual coaching would also be like if you're trying to connect more with your guides and you like to understand, maybe creating a little bit of a routine and a way to be able to allow them to blend with you, with your energy, blending their energy with your energy, and maybe you want to build that relationship more. So again, that's the spiritual development, right? So whatever it is for you that you feel you would love some personal one-on-one, where it would just be you and me, and I will help you in that area, whatever that area is for you. So anyway, that's spiritual coaching. It's not on my menu yet, but I'm going to give away a free session today for somebody. So when we give that one away, only go with it, only try to win it if it's a session that would be of interest to you. So like what would be?
That's what I was going to ask. I mean, because they're obviously liking it. And do some thumbs up if you like this.
Yeah, let me know.
Let us know.
So I want to know if I'm on the right road, right track.
I mean, Julie's asking, can we book a series of sessions? So that may be something in the future.
Yeah, I could do like a bundle, because I'm going to put it on the website, and so there might be a discounted, extra discount for like a bundle. Yeah. Some people might just need one though. Somebody might just need, like, I'm just struggling here, and you might just need to work with what I'm teaching you then, and then you need to do that for a little while, and then until something else kind of comes up that you need some more coaching on. But it shouldn't be like a weekly thing.
Just a question Alina asked, is there any difference between being highly intuitive and psychic?
Yes. Yeah, there is a little bit of a difference. We're all intuitive, by the way. We all have intuitive. It's, we all were placed here with a manual, like I will say, like we've been placed here with a manual. We got a GPS system, and then we got our guides that is our roadside assistants. Right. When you really get stuck and you need, then the guides come in, right? So we have our roadside assistants, our guides, and then we have our own GPS system that could help navigate us through in life. And so, yeah, but it's learning to understand how intuition actually feels like, sounds like, and how it shows up. And so, there's a lot of things like that. So I'm really working with my hands today, aren't I?
Yeah.
I keep
Are you
working with-
Italian? Or is that just
I know.
me?
I think that's why people always think. That's probably why I get along with Italians. I'm always
Exactly.
talking with my
Talk
hands.
with our hands.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're pretty excited. I'm actually
Yeah.
pretty excited for this too. So,
It's
any
personalized.
ideas?
It's
Yeah,
personalized. So it's for you. It's whatever
Yeah.
it is for you.
I mean, you mentioned quite a few, but again, if you have some other ideas or things that believe me, throw it out here and we'll
Yeah.
ask her. But I'm pretty sure if it's
Yeah,
for
let
you,
me know if it's
there's
something
probably
else. I was just giving
yeah,
you an example.
nothing off limits if it's about
Yeah.
yourself. So
Yeah. And no, listen, it's spiritual development is a little bit like personal development, but it's on a more of a spiritual kind of a journey. But personal development is part of a spiritual journey too. So like meditation, you don't really use meditation to connect with the spirit world. You use it to connect with yourself, right? But part of being a good medium is being able to know yourself. And so, so they all kind of intertwine. So they're all kind of connect to one another in some way. Yeah. So it's wherever you are on your path. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
So, okay, cool. So let's see what else I need to talk about. So anyway, that's exciting. It's going to be spiritual coaching that I'm coming out with. And so love to hear your thoughts on that if you think that that's something you might be into. And then we're going to do a couple giveaways today. So we're going to give away a book. We're going to give away a workshop. We're going to give away a reading. I talked about my Beautiful You workshop that is coming up and how to go about that. So I'm done with
I'm
all
ready
of
to
that.
get into this forgiveness.
Yeah, no, we got to give away a book.
Oh, well, let's do it.
Let's give away a book and then we'll get into the letter.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You guys in?
So for the new people, we probably should
Yes.
run through how we do it, and I'm
Yes.
going to go ahead and put
For
that
the new
up.
okay, so just bear with us. We're going to explain to you how it works.
Okay, so as the contests come up, what you want to do is this particular contest is the book. So what you're going to do is put book. The number that she selected will be 1 through 100. And the number that wins, two things. It's the person that will come closest and under the number. So in other words, if it's 65 and somebody says 66 and somebody says 64, 64 will win. Okay, so that's the 1st. And also it is kind of timed because the first number I see, because sometimes with this many people, we're going to see multiple selections. So it's the first number I see that's either right on the dot or again, the closest when we're done. So that's the rules. I know most of you have been on before, but for those of you that are just joining us, again, this is going to be for the book, which by the way, will be an ebook, right?
It's going to be an ebook again this week just because I have a super busy week and I just know I won't get to the mailbox. To the post office. So it'll be an e-version. I'll give you both an iBook version and a PDF version for you. So that's what it's going to be today, just because I know I won't have time this week.
They beat me to the buzzer today. Usually, and I'm sorry, I didn't have. I put contest starts now, but apparently we're doing it. That's fine. I'll go ahead and grab the numbers.
So just also know, so if we pick, for instance, if the number was 99 and somebody picked 98. 98 would win because nobody picked 99. But if two people pick 98, it's the first person that picked 98 that would win. Yeah. So that makes sense. That's the buzzer, right? Whoever got it first. All right. So yay. So okay. So the book Destination Self. It's written by my guides. It was written in 19 days, and it's really just about getting you closer to yourself. And our workshop on Saturday will have a lot of nuggets from this book. It really is inspired from the book. We'll just dive a little bit deeper because we can go one-on-one with each other and kind of talk things through a little bit. So that's how the workshop will be very helpful.
Do you want to show them the book? I always say show the book because not everybody's seen the book. So
this is the book, Destination Self, Navigated for You with Love from My Spirit Guides. And Edgar are my guides, and they're the ones that do the letters every week. And so this is what they wrote. And so the beginning of the book, it talks about them. They speak about themselves and they talk about who they are and why they step forward and why this is an important time and all of that. And then they kind of get into, some lovely little chapters. So, okay. So are we done? Do we know?
I'm going to give a couple more seconds.
Anybody have a question for me while we're doing this?
Yeah, there's not
anybody have a question?
Not on the dot yet. There's somebody very close. Oh, we got a winner. Okay.
Okay. We got a winner, but let me just somebody have a question for me or anything?
Okay.
That I could answer. Oh, wait, hold on. What does that say? Could you do something in the future about understanding what may be blocking us and how to remove those blocks? All right. So Aaron asked, could you do something in the future about understanding what may be blocking us and how to remove those blocks? So what blocks you is always going to be different for everybody, right? So what might block you could be different from somebody else, and it most likely will be. But really, honestly, I think one of the best ways to unblock yourself from whatever it is for you, just quite honestly, is how you associate yourself with it. So, when you say I'm blocked with something, what's causing that block? What is your association to that block? Does that make sense? So if somebody had an example of what they're blocked on, I can kind of work you through that. But everyone's blocks are a little bit different. What it would be is different. So I kind of have to know what the block is, and then we can kind of give you an example. But I always feel like it's the association to, like the girl who came on board and like she didn't want to be a nurse anymore. She was blocking. She, in a sense, it was a block because she was actually going to quit her career because she wasn't going to do that work anymore, and she'd done it. And then as we broke it down, we got to the bottom of it, of what it was that caused her to not want to be a nurse anymore. And it wasn't being a nurse. As a matter of fact, she loved being of service that way. It was the way she was showing up as the nurse, right? It was there's lots of ways you could be a nurse, right? So there's lots of different ways you can be a nurse. So she was just placing herself in a work environment that was not conducive to the way it felt right for her to be able to do her work in that way. So once we switched gears a little bit, she no longer saw the work as the block. It was really just associating what it was. She wasn't blocked at all, is what the point is. Like, she wasn't really blocked. It was like how she was seeing her circumstance. So when she started to see it differently, she felt empowered and not disempowered, right? She felt in charge and not disencharged. Disencharged, is that a word? Not in charge. It is now. It is. That's my new word, disencharged. So it's about really understanding what the blocks are to kind of, but I always say, get to the root of what is your association to that. That's where you're going to find the nuggets of getting through that and understanding it, seeing it different, flip it, right? Okay.
Well, we have a winner. Okay. And just because somebody asked, can people vote more than once? So yeah. Just for future, it's a one.
No, you can't.
It's a one vote, guys.
I'm like, no, I mean, you can't.
It's a one vote. So
yeah,
anyway,
not fair. I'm giving away a bunch of stuff, so you have lots of other chances to win, and I do it every week. Right. So there's always chances to win. So let's just have just one per order.
Okay. So show your number, and then I'll announce.
So here's my book, and here's my number. 14.
Okay, and the winner with number 14, first number 14 was Cassie Murden.
Cassie Murden. Cassie Murden won. Yes. So you won Destination Self. Hope you love it. Thank you so much.
And does she need to email you?
And so what you got to do is you need to message me on Facebook and just let me know that you won the book. And give me your email address so I can send you an ebook. Okay, I'll give you an iBook version if you have if you got a Mac. So I'll give you an iBook and I'll give you a PDF. Okay, so fantastic, congratulations, and I hope you enjoy. And thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for being here.
All right.
Okay, so we get into the letter.
Let's do it.
I know, right? We just chit chat.
It's fun though.
It is fun. You guys having fun? Yeah. Okay, and make sure if we have people who have questions, I want to answer questions.
I definitely will.
Okay, so make sure.
Well, I will not interrupt your reading, but when you're done, I'll give you the questions. How about that?
Okay. All right. Forgiveness. Indeed. It is always a lovely time to sit here as we create a new letter from Spirit. It is so. For as we always say, there is so much that can be spoken about, so much that can be discussed. There is no topic that is not important or not valuable. And here we say again, it is time for us to gather with you in this most wonderful way, to help shine a flashlight towards getting you each to see things a bit differently, perhaps a bit clearly, wanting so much to give you new ways of feeling within you, new ways of feeling about you, you see. For this is very important as well. And as we speak about feelings, there is a topic of forgiveness that one had asked us to speak on. And we think this is a very lovely topic indeed, for there are many where you are that struggle a bit with forgiveness. And there are many here where we are now who at one time also struggled with forgiveness. We understand there is very much a need to understand forgiveness, we say, where you are. We say forgiveness can be a very big word, you see, because within it holds many feelings and many degrees of feelings too, we must say. For when one is struggling with forgiveness, we say to you, what is the meaning to you? Forgiveness is different things to different people, you see, and there is different degrees of forgiveness as well, you see. It is very wide forgiveness, and it runs very deep forgiveness, and it has many need, and it has been needed within the hearts of so many. And what we mean by that is not having forgiveness, not being able to feel forgiveness, not being able to know and understand how, in fact, to have forgiveness when others have wronged you. And when we say wronging, we mean this could be physically, this can be emotionally. For the need of forgiveness also shows up in different forms as well. Do you understand? For some of you, it is within words that were spoken to you that have hurt you, that have left you feeling weathered, you see. And the effect from the storm of words have held too tight to you. And it has caused much internal damage within you. There are some of you who sit and have had physical circumstances that have made you feel unwilling to forgive. For some of those physical conditions that have happened to you, perhaps, have laid very deep within you with much emotional damage. Some of these have happened early on in your life. Some of these have occurred since you were a child, you see, and for others, it came later. But whether it came later or whether it came early, it has in fact created storms within you. Storms that have not allowed you to recover from, you see. And here you sit and wonder how to forgive those that have created such turmoil within you, created such storms within you. And we say, we understand. We say we understand that there is pain.
This is intense for me right
That
now.
there is pain that others have caused you that have prevented you from having or being able to find forgiveness within you. And we say you are not wrong. We say you are not wrong for feeling how you feel. For when someone wrongs you, when someone causes pain within you, when someone gives you something within you that has changed your landscape and has prevented you not from being able to move ahead or move forward in your life, we understand that it has been hard to forgive. Because there has been a sense of you that a piece of you within has become lost in that storm, you see. That some of that storm has taken from you. And what we really truly want to say to you here is to ask you, is forgiveness really about needing to forgive that person? Or is it about finding that peace within you and that peace that was taken from you? What is it for you? That is a very important question to ask yourself, you see, because for some of you, it is really just no longer having that peace that was taken from you. And that is where your pain sits. For others, it is the actions of the storm that sits deep within you, that prevented you from being able to find forgiveness. And we say both are real and both should be addressed. But we ask you here now, what keeps you from forgiveness? Is it because something was stolen from you? A piece taken from you through that storm that occurred, that created that feeling within you? Or was it the actual storm? Was it that actual act? And we say here is something to think about, for it is important to understand where you sit as you wish to have forgiveness. And we must say too, by not having the forgiveness, how does that feel to you? How does not having forgiveness feel within you? How has not being able to forgive kept you from being your true self? How has not having forgiveness to that individual affected your relationship with others? With other individuals? Because what we wish to say to you here is that forgiveness should always be more about how you feel than the other person, you see. How does it make you feel? Because it is within you where the storm has created the damage, you see. Because it is within you that the storm of the words or the physical abuse or the emotional abuse through the words, that these storms were created within you. And so forgiveness is something that needs to come from within you as well. But it's important to understand why. Why forgiveness? What does forgiveness give you in a feeling within you? How would forgiveness feel within you if you had it? How will forgiveness allow you to find those pieces that were taken from you in the storm? Do you see what we mean here? That other people's behavior towards you, we'll call them storms. That the storm that came at you through physical contact, through emotional contact, through the mental contact, that these storms that have come to you through other individuals, It is those storms. It is the damage of those storms you see, not the storm itself. For storms come in and out, you see. But it is the repercussions of the storms that we must look deeper at. How have those storms within you affected you? Forgiveness sits within that answer, you see. Because when we have storms, storms come in and storms come quickly, and sometimes quite brutally, and sometimes with a vengeance, you see. And as quickly as they come, they leave. But there is repercussions from those storms, you see. There is damages from those storms. And we say within you, perhaps there has been damage. Where is your damage? How have the words affected you and how you see yourself? How has the damage affected you in your life? Has the damage prevented you to move forward in life in the way you wish? Where does forgiveness sit within you? It is important to know where the pain sits. Where does the pain sit in you? We must know this in order for the forgiveness to begin to come. We must know where the pain is, where the damages of the storm sit, so we can go to the areas and begin to recover those areas. This is how we can then rebuild those areas, you see. When you see the storms and the hurricanes and the tornadoes, we will give you a visual here, so you can understand that when you see a visual of a tornado coming through a city or a hurricane coming through a city, you see great devastation. And when there is pain within you, there too is great devastation. And it is to understand the degree of the devastation that is sitting within you. And one can only recover and rebuild when we can see and look deeper where the damage is, you see. And that is where we can then forgive. Forgiveness is not possible until we can see where the damage is. Recovery isn't forgiveness, you see. But to forgive, we must recover. We must know within each of you individually, where has the pain sat? Where has the damage occurred in your life because of that storm that came through you? And we say, when you can, sit there a moment and feel. And we say feel, and yes, it may be uncomfortable. As those walk a hurricane site or a tornado site or an earthquake site where there has been great devastation, it is very much the same here within each who have endured great pain from someone. And you see, it is possible to rebuild. You have seen in your life many cities that have been taken down by hurricanes and storms, and those cities have rebuilt. But first they must walk the land, you see, and truly look at the land and at the devastation that was caused and the degree of devastation that is caused, you see. And we say for you, it is the same. We say for you, it is very important to walk your own land and to feel with each step as you walk the land of the storm that has transpired within you, and to feel where the recovery is needed. And it is only then that forgiveness can occur, because forgiveness can occur only once you begin to rebuild. But you may not rebuild unless you walk the land, so you know what is needed to be rebuilt. Do you see what we mean? And we say many do not want to walk the land. Many do not forgive, and they hang on with the land within them damaged from the storms that have occurred through other actions. And we say it is very powerful for you to set the intention for yourself, to mentally put on your boots, and to begin walking the land of destruction that was caused within you through those storms from others. And it is only then that you will be able to understand and to know where the building and the rebuilding can occur. And when you do locate those areas, you see, forgiveness will become very easy. Because in that moment of rebuilding, you know you are stronger. And what you are building is stronger. Stronger than what was there before, you see. Because sometimes walls come down and stronger walls can come up. And what we mean by this is not for you to protect yourself and to build walls. We say that through the experience we learn, you see. When those built back in the days, there is now far fewer ways. When you built back in the days, there are now far newer ways of building today, you see. Smarter ways of building today than perhaps once before. And what we say here is the same for you. That with each storm we learn, and through the pain you learn your strength, you see, and you uncover the building that is within you. And that is very empowering, we say. It is a quite empowering time to uncover the builder that you are and to know that although your land and the structures within you have been taken down by the storms, that it is possible to rebuild. And as you walk the land that is within you and you begin to take notice and pay attention and spend time understanding the feeling that you have, the feelings that were caused and given to you through these storms, you will also within you know ways of rebuilding that, you see. And through the rebuilding process, it's only when the forgiveness can be found. Because through the rebuilding process, you uncover yourself. And you see, you know within you that it is possible. And this is where you find forgiveness. Because it is far easier to find forgiveness for others when you know that within you, you are now stronger for it. So we say it will be quite nice for you to see yourself as a builder. That you can rebuild from the storms that swept through you, you see. It is possible. Just as every hurricane site and every tornado site that you have seen on the television news, that in time those lands are completely rebuilt anew, looking more beautiful than ever, stronger than ever, you see. So we say forgiveness is a very powerful thing for you. Forgiveness is about you. It is not for the other. Forgiveness allows you to clear up the storm, you see. Forgiveness allows you to clear up the storm, sweep up the debris, and begin to build anew. And we say this is quite beautiful. So we say for you to think of forgiveness this way and understand that forgiveness is always in your power. Forgiveness is always in your choosing. And we say it is necessary for you if you wish to rebuild the land within you. And it is important for us to say here that it is always possible, no matter the degree of the storm that came through you. It is possible. No matter in what area within you that the storm has affected you or has taken you down, it is possible to rebuild, and it is possible to begin today. And we wish you to know this. And so we say to begin to forgive, it is only you walking through your own land, through the debris from the storms that came at you. And there is great value for you to walk the land and to clear the debris, and by doing so, there shall be a beautiful new day for you. A better one for you. And this is so. Edgar.
Wow.
Sorry, that was
I mean, you had me kind of.
When I channeled that one, it was, yeah. I mean, it was, they had a lot of intensity with this one when I channeled this one. So it even got me emotional as I read it. And I don't typically get emotional when I read it. That one hit me emotionally also because it had a lot of intensity and I'm kind of feeling them as I'm reading. So anyway,
I mean,
forgiveness. What do you guys think?
Well, I think everybody, agrees. I mean, I'm going to kind of go through some of the comments.
It's a long one.
Not that it was long. It's very deep.
It's
very intense. And
yeah, it was intense. It was intense.
And I'll be honest here. I mean, we're hitting that sore spot. It hits it on me. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I was on the phone with you prior telling you about a situation and as we kind of talked it through, which kind of hits to what you're saying, without too much detail, it's like you feel like you keep kind of laying down in the road to be run over, right? And so what it comes to is, the forgiveness, I have to be able to forgive, but it's really more for me than it is for that person because, and it's going to come up.
Because it's your land, right?
Yeah.
So it's your land. And what I took from that is also, it's like, when you have the storms, so if people cause you harm or people.
And they do, they can.
Created a storm within you. Understand that forgiveness is in your power. Like the guide said, Edgar said, forgiveness is always in your power. And that's really the rainbow. Your power and your willingness to want to look at it, as they said, it will be uncomfortable to sit and feel and understand and walk your land to see exactly where the storm hit and where the debris is and where the damage was caused, that you have to sit and feel that. And that could be very uncomfortable. But by doing that, you're in your power, you see, and you are creating this ability. It's in your power to forgive. But forgiveness is found in the place where the storm hit, and you got to be able to learn to rebuild that, and you can. And that is in your power. to do that. And that's really the rainbow from the storm, because you end up stronger and you become closer to knowing yourself, and you understand that you were able to get through something like that successfully, and you were able to rebuild yourself and rebuild your emotional state and rebuild yourself. That's the rainbow. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I just kind of want to run through
Yeah.
some of these
Yeah,
comments
please.
with you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I mean, Marcia says,
Hey, Marcia.
when's, and this is going to be true for a lot of us, I think,
Mhm.
on here, because this is probably one of the most painful, I think, is
Yeah,
when
it was deep.
no, I'm saying when it's your family member that hurts you,
Yeah.
that's painful. I
It
mean,
is.
it's bad enough to have a stranger or something like
Yeah.
that, but when it's your family, but what she mentions, when your family, hurts you, and she has a tough time forgiving, but she said, I've moved on and it hurts. I mean, but that's kind of the process, right? She's made a choice, right,
Yeah.
to move on for her own well-being. I mean, that's okay too. That's a forgiveness for herself, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's forgiveness for yourself. And sometimes we have to also look at the causes of those storms. So if you kind of break it down, like you it was like your land got hit, but was it really even about you? It's like when a tornado just flies through an area. It didn't, it doesn't like just necessarily pick places. It just kind of comes through, right? It's just wherever it's fiercely running, right? But has a lot of stuff that happened to you, did it really even have anything to do with you, or was it the other person? So was a lot of this stuff really their stuff, and they just came in as a vengeance, as this storm, and it kind of came through us and hit us like a tornado? But was it us, or was it them?
Yeah, I mean, I have to hit some of these
Yeah,
because
let's talk about it, because that's
let me
just
get back to where I was. Julie said that she's worked so much on, gaining. She
Hey,
said, on
Julie.
gaining my peace. Yesterday, something happened
Okay.
that was reminiscent to the past. That happens, right?
Yeah, sure.
And
Past has wounds.
and I was hurt to the core. I was angry that I let it get to me, and I think we feel that too. I mean, we get upset.
You get triggered. But
Yeah.
what triggered you? What triggered you?
Well, it says
It was your past. It's behind you for a reason. What brought it back to the surface? You got to look at that.
She said something
That's looking
happened.
at it.
Yeah, something
Okay.
happened that sparked it for her,
So
reminiscent.
that's your trigger. So sit and feel a moment. What was that for you? What was it about that situation, that circumstance, that trigger? What was it that brought that past back to the surface again? What opened that wound for you? What was that? That's where you got to sit. That's kind of like walking that land again, right? So obviously there's still some building to do there, right? And listen, and maybe it came up for a reason. Maybe that circumstance, darling, came up yesterday for a reason for you, because maybe you haven't completely rebuilt that area. And that's why that trigger happened. Maybe there was still a little section there that needed to be, worked on or built. Yeah. And, maybe it wasn't 100% complete yet. And so universe brings something up to get you to look at it, trigger you a little bit, to get you back to that land, to get you to sit and think, and to finish the job. Just saying.
That makes sense.
Love you.
Elena says she spent an hour yesterday talking about this to a person who had really, really hurt her multiple times. Once I forgive, it happens again. This is what makes forgiving even harder, which is what I said, laying on the pavement.
Sometimes
right?
You just got to say goodbye to those friends.
Yeah.
Sometimes, we got to understand, like, it's kind of like, you run into a brick wall once, shame on me. You run into it twice. All right. 3 times. We have to sit there and take some responsibility too, to the people we're putting in our life. We have to understand, like, who am I surrounding myself? Sometimes we need to go through the phone and kind of say, not really working for me anymore. Sometimes this person just isn't working for me anymore. And it's okay. Sometimes it's okay to say goodbye. If people in your life are not uplifting you, or they don't serve you in a positive way, then why are you keeping them as a friend? That's a question to ask yourself. Why do you keep tolerating it? That's something to sit with. Why do I have a problem letting that friend go? I don't feel good around her. These things keep reoccurring. I can't trust her because it keeps rehappening after we talked about. It's like a broken record. It keeps coming up. Like, at some point you have to look and say, you know what? I love myself more to no longer put myself in that situation. And sometimes forgiveness has a little bit to do with self-love, right? You have to be willing to love yourself. And you can say, I'm not going to be bad on myself if I'm letting someone out of my life. I'm going to forgive myself for saying goodbye because I love myself enough to understand that that person isn't good for me anymore. Like I always say, we ride the bus. Not every person stays on the bus, the life bus. Sometimes people get on the bus and then they get off the bus. They get on the bus, they get off the bus. So not everybody is supposed to be on your life bus journey. Sometimes they come on and then they get off a few stops later. You've got to learn to be okay with that. So you have to evaluate the friends and people in your life, and do they make you feel good about who you are? And if they don't, you have to be willing to say goodbye.
Yeah,
especially if it's reoccurring.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, and which is great. I mean, people are really putting what's happened to them, and there's a lot of pain. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah, it was a heavy,
which you're going to read back because some of it I don't, I think you'll be able to read back, but I think overall, I mean, there's been some things, and I know, I mean, I'm going to read one to you. About a father, Brianna's father. She forgave the fact that he committed suicide, but she's not been able to forgive her stepmom for how she treated her dad and the awful things she said to me since my father's death. That's that family thing again.
Yeah, but how much of that has to do with her? And does any of it really have to do with you? If you break it down, Brianna, does any of that really have to do with you? Her behavior to you, is it really about you, or is it about her? Is it her not liking the situation? Her not like, usually when people are that way, it's usually got nothing to do with you. It usually has everything to do with them, and we take it personal. And that's what we hang on to. We hang on to that personal, we personalize it. And so often it doesn't have a thing to do with us. And I promise you, it probably had nothing to do with you. It had everything to do with her, how she was processing it, how she was experiencing it, her where she was. It was her stuff. And she just, gave it to you. But then you've been carrying your baggage, you've been carrying all of her heaviness in life, but it's really her stuff. So, take off the backpack. It's really not your backpack. It's really her stuff.
It's a tough one. I mean,
it's a tough one, but
true.
But that's why sometimes we have to be stronger for ourselves.
I know.
Sometimes we have to say, you know what? This ain't feeling good for me. Right. This ain't feeling right for me. This person isn't working for me. And I would love it to, but it ain't. And sometimes we just got to say, I tried and it isn't working. I got to be willing to work forward because I love myself enough to know that I got to surround myself with people that make me feel loved and that I can feel good about myself in and I can feel happy around. We got to pay attention to that.
No, that's good. Here's a good one. I mean, like Sandy said, she says, I have forgiveness to those that have hurt me. However, she's having a hard time being able to rebuild. So
she's having a hard time to rebuild.
Rebuild. Okay. So does that mean I haven't really forgiven and have not been able to really get past the damage? Or how do I learn to start rebuilding? Where does she start to want to rebuild, like you're talking about?
By wanting to, deciding to, taking steps to. Wanting to, setting the intention, like, I'm over this. I'm done feeling this way. Like, it's just kind of like, I'm done. I'm deciding. I've made a decision. You set an intention to really make this your project. You said, I'm really going to spend time on setting an intention to actually look at this. And then it's about sitting and looking at it. So like Edgar says, you have to walk the land of the devastation. It's like when FEMA comes in to go look at a hurricane site, they look at the hurricane site, they got to walk the land and look at where the devastation was so they know what they're going to need to rebuild. You need to look at where has it caused pain within you? Why has it caused pain within you? How has this affected your life? Do you want to continue this way? You got to look at that. And that's the steps towards forgiveness. Because they said, forgiveness is in the rebuilding. That is the rebuilding. By being honest with yourself, sitting with yourself, even if it hurts, so you can uncover what it is that has allowed this pain to sit so long. Does that make sense?
I think it does.
That is the rebuilding. That's what they said. You really, sometimes we're looking for miracle things, and it's so much about just feeling into it. It's just feeling into it. How has this made me feel? How long have I been feeling this way? How has this worked for me? How has this hindered me in my life? How has it prevented me? Get mad. Sometimes get mad. Like, wow, this took a lot of years. I had been struggling in this for 7 years. Like, This took 7 years of my life away. I have not lived in joy for 7 years because of this, or 5 years for this, or 3 years, or 20 years. Like, when are you going to get mad and kind of say, I ain't doing it another hot second? Like Edgar said, you can start now by deciding, I ain't going to sit with this anymore. I'm not going to, I'm not going to, I'm not going to allow this. It's time to sweep up the debris. It's time to clear my land. It's time to rebuild. And then think about, how do I want it to look? Right? It's kind of like the remodeling one a little bit, right? Like the remodeling letters from Spirit. How do I want it to look? Like, in other words, how would I prefer to feel? If I had a choice with this situation, how would I prefer it to be? How would I be showing up that in life this way if it was different? How would I be feeling differently? So start feeling into that, because that's gas in your tank to take you towards what we need to do to rebuild.
Great.
That makes sense?
I mean, yeah. And this is another one, and this is a good question. Do you have to keep the people you forgive in your life? And
No.
And,
No.
and I just want to add in.
No.
Here's part of it. Here's where people. Here's where I get stuck. I mean, I know this is where people get stuck sometimes, especially when they're family members. We're conditioned, you know.
The family's done that.
You know what I'm saying?
Family has done that.
I know.
Family said, "Oh, believe me, I got family like that."
But you know what I'm saying? You're conditioned, like, you always got to keep peace with your family. Like, they got to be with you because they were, you know, you're born, you grew up. But, you know, honestly, that's been my toughest obstacle for some family. It's like, you know what? I have to be able to say, you know what? It's okay not to continue that. So you know, that's the question: is, do you have to keep those people you're forgiven in your life?
Listen, I'm not telling you to cut off all relationship with your family. That is your decision. I'm never going to tell you to do that or don't do that. I will tell you, I have kept strong boundaries with many family members because of how it made me feel. And I will tell you that I fly much freer since I've done it. And I've reclaimed my power and not allowing that stuff to get to me anymore by having boundaries. They're still in my life, but I have boundaries with it. And that's my power. You know, that was my decision. That was my choice and my power. And it's yours too. You know, you don't have to kick them out of your life, but you can certainly create stronger boundaries for yourself. And you certainly know what conversations trigger, you know, upsets, and not, I know what conversations trigger things and what don't. And I know which ones to stay away from. And I will say, I will get up and leave if we have this conversation. I will get up and walk out if you say this. I will get up and leave. And then if they do, you have to get up and leave. And set your boundaries and say, oh, here we go. I'm out. We'll try again next time. And then if it happens again, you got to condition them, you know, and you got to set boundaries. Really, for family.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Pamela asks, will you know that, when will you know it, that you truly have successfully forgiven? And I think you addressed it, but.
When do you know that you've truly forgiven?
Yes.
When you don't get triggered anymore. When they don't trigger you anymore. When you don't get upset anymore. You know, when you don't get upset anymore when that conversation comes, when you have moved past it, when you have rebuilt and you're living life, you know, with the new structure of yourself, when you're living that stronger person that you have created through the rebuilding, when you're in your power, when you're stronger, when you know you're stronger for making the decisions and it feels good to you and you know it and you live life through it, that's when you know you're forgiven. When it doesn't trigger you anymore. That's why I said with the other gal, you need to go back there because something triggered you. You ain't done. You still got a little bit more rebuilding to do, right? And it's honest, you know. Sometimes it takes a few goes. You know, sometimes we don't always figure it out all, and it's not all in one weekend session. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes a little bit, but it's a work in progress. That's why I say set the intention. Make a decision, set the intention to make you a priority and how you feel and what people don't make you feel good. And how you want to let it go. Because listen, by letting go of all this and learning to instead see how it can strengthen you for it. Now listen, I went through a divorce and it was the hardest time of my life. And I was 27. Yeah, I'm a kid. I'm 27 years old. I have two little boys. I'm going through a divorce. No money, nothing. And so I am scared out of my mind, right? And I'm angry because I feel really left to the curb. And I'm upset and I'm bitter. And, you know, I'm that. You know, we have these feelings and these emotions. But you know what? The difference is I was angry for a really long time. I used that anger to kind of say, I'll show you. So I used it to put gas in my tank. and it worked really well. But then by doing that, I found my personal power. I found qualities within me, and by doing that, I felt better about who I was. I was better for it and stronger for it. And then I looked at the situation and said, "Wow, I kind of thanked him. Thank you. I wouldn't have become what I'm becoming if that didn't happen." So I decided to look at it differently, and it really freed me. So there's something to do with that. And certain situations aren't as easy to do that. But for some
Right.
situations, if you can look at it in the positive, how will you be better for it? How are you better for it? It allows you to let go of the hurt and the anger a little bit. It did for me.
No,
I was
that's
angry
well
too,
said. I
and
mean,
yeah, and that's
that's
true.
well said.
That's from my life experience
Hmm.
that happened, and I'm speaking from experience that you know when you know your power, and you know you're not angry anymore. As a matter of fact, we became very good friends after towards the end before he passed, and yeah, so
I'm friends with my ex too. Same thing.
yeah,
18-year
it's like
marriage, and
when you let go of the
it took a
hate and the
while.
pain,
Took a
you'll
while.
learn. But it came.
Yeah.
I think if I didn't look within myself and see my
Mhm.
own strength,
Right.
I know that, so I believe what they are saying. There's truth to that.
Absolutely. And Evie makes a good point. And
Hmm.
this is an important point. Is forgiving doesn't mean forgetting, right?
Hmm.
And so I always say, you can forgive. It doesn't mean you have to forget how you've
You,
been
you don't
wronged,
forget.
right?
It's. I think I always say in my
Mhm.
sessions. Oftentimes I say, it's a wound, and the wound heals, but you still got a scar. But you can look at that scar and be reminded of the pain from the wound, or you can look at that scar and say, "That's my victory badge." I choose to see it as a victory badge. You can look at a scar as a victory badge. You can look at it as, a reminder of the pain that you sat with. I choose to see it as a victory badge. Just the way I chose to see it. How do you choose to see it?
Yeah. And I think a consensus here is people struggle, which we did talk about, struggle with setting those boundaries, and the
Mm-hmm.
people that make you, and we all know those people. We know when we're around our, I call them our tribe, the
Yeah.
tribe, that you feel great, you're happy. And then when you come in that energy drainer and these
Mm.
people, that's the hard thing. So I think what people overall are struggling with, it's just so hard to cut people out. It's kind of like thinning out your Facebook wall or, your friends list
Yeah,
at
well,
times.
what I
But it's
say, you
hard.
got to clear out your
It's hard,
contacts. You got to clear out your contacts, like and you got to be okay with it, not feel guilty about it. It's just, what? There was a time in my life that person fit in my life, but I'm not the same girl I used to be. Situations, circumstances, experiences have changed.
Mhm.
They've changed. I've changed. We're just not a match anymore. It's cool. It's okay. It's okay. The universe will bring someone new for you. For the friend
Mhm.
that isn't working for you anymore, two more will come in that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's always the option of
And
speak.
that goes for men too, and
Yep.
relationships.
Hmm.
Just because one relationship served you wrong doesn't mean the next one's gonna.
Yeah. This,
Doesn't mean the next one's gonna. I mean,
this is a
so
really, well, like Elena said, it's a very sensitive subject,
it
right?
is.
And you know what? I
It
got to
is.
tell you, and you're going to see more when you're able to look back,
Yeah.
because obviously she's doing a lot of talking, I'm reading. But, this is such a great group. I mean, people
Yeah.
really console
You
each
help each
other. I
other.
would
You
love
help
to,
each other.
I would
I
love
love
to
it.
tell you everything that's on here. But I so, and I know you can too, I so relate to many of these situations. I hate to say, but many, the childhood situations that have been, I relate to.
But you see,
Don't,
also, like there's a lot of relation because there's a lot of connectivity here. You see,
yeah,
so you're not alone
right.
feeling the way you feel. There's many of us here that have had experiences where it was hard to forgive. There was many of us that have had experiences that we didn't think we could ever
Hmm.
forgive. We can ever forgive, but we can because that's our power and it's for our betterment and benefit
And this
to
has
do
come
it.
up a couple times too, and I'm guilty of this one,
Mm-hmm.
is saying that I forgive. You've heard me do this,
Mm-hmm.
saying I forgive, but what I
Yeah.
really do is I stuff it down.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been more than a few comments on here is, I say I forgive, but I really don't. I stuff it down, so I'm not addressing it,
And
obviously.
that's why Edgar says you got to walk the land of the debris. You got to walk the land of the storm. You got to be able to look within yourself and say, where has this affected my life in a negative way or in a bad way or in a hard way or an emotional way? How has it affected my life? How has it prevented me from being the woman I can be, or to step into the world the way I want to, or to step into my day the way I want to, or where has it caused me challenge? You have to be able to look at that. And, that's a benefit. If you just say it and you don't feel it, don't say feel, right? Don't say the words. You got to feel the words, because feeling is where the power is. Feeling is where the healing is. Feeling is where you're going to walk through it. That they said it's going to be uncomfortable, and it might be, but that's how you're going to get through it, and that's how you're going to know how to rebuild. And then by feeling it, you'll know what you need, and then you'll begin to rebuild. And then you'll look back and you'll see that scar, and you'll treat it as a victory badge.
Yeah, and Lena mentions, avoidance isn't exactly forgiveness, and she has a point with that. There's always the way of telling the truth serum, right? When you have to finally verbally tell somebody, listen, this is what's hurt me, and if it means you got to go back there and hear what I have to say, I want you to understand. Can't change it, can't rewrite the history, but I want you, and you may never get that.
That's for your soul.
It was for, it's for me.
It's for your healing.
It's not because I'm going to get somebody to go, you know what, you're right. I did do those things to you. That's not going to happen. But for me, I just want to be clear. I want to be honest so that I can heal and move on. And you understand where I'm coming from and my boundaries. That's it.
You got to speak your truth. And I think avoidance, by not dealing with it, I always say in my sessions, it's like you got a rug and you're like, sweeping it under the rug, sweeping it under the rug. You're not dealing, you're not looking at it, you're not walking the land, you're not dealing with it, you sweep it under the rug, and a year and 2 years and 3 years, what happens is you get a big old pile under that rug, and then guess what? You trip over it and you fall. And then you wake up one day and go, uh-oh, I'm really hurting. Because you allowed it to get to a place that now it feels really uncomfortable. Because, here's the thing, you're not really going to get away with it. Spirit's going to want you to work through it, because Spirit wants you happy. Spirit doesn't want you to push it under the rug. They want you to say, this has been a problem. I want you to look at it. I want you to open it. I want you to feel it. I want you to sit with it. And then I want you to move from it. They want you to acknowledge it, identify with it, feel into it, so you can move past it. Yeah. Spirit wants you happy.
Deborah had a good comment. She says, boundaries are healthy. If someone is repeatedly crossing it, respect and honor that they're on their own journey. We don't have to keep nudging them. Love ourselves and let them go on their own journey to grow. Crossroads are an area to feel and move forward. So kind of says it all.
Crossroads, move forward.
It's their own
Beautifully
path.
said.
Yeah.
Beautifully said.
Exactly.
Beautifully said. Love that.
Absolutely.
Love that. Joanne, that makes sense, because I have seen a pattern over the years with different people and have forgiven them. Yep.
Again, avoidance of hurt, Deborah says, avoidance of hurt harbors negative emotions, energy that causes more hurt and illness. Yourself. Got to forgive. And that could be yourself. That does, yeah.
Yeah. Forgiveness is freeing.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to forgive ourselves for not wanting to be with that person in our life anymore. Some people feel like they don't know how to forgive themselves for maybe leaving their children's father. When it wasn't working, and they have the guilt, and they don't want to. They have problems with forgiving themselves. So we can talk about forgiveness in others, but sometimes we need to learn to forgive ourselves too, and understand that doing what feels right for us is always what's right for the kids too, right? And we have to honor what feels good for us, and to be forgiving when you have to make tough choices in your life, and understand that you have to make what is good for you, and you need to be forgiving to yourself. Lena said it's very hard to forgive when someone continually tears you down. Did we read that one already?
Well, no, but
no.
You
Okay,
kind of,
it's very hard to forgive when someone continually tears you down, but that's on you, because you got to sit there and say, you know what? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. How many times am I going to let this person do this to me before you step up and, be your own superhero and say, I'm going to save myself from this situation. And maybe this person just isn't driving with me anymore. That's in your power. It's in your decision. You got to know who feels good for you and who doesn't. You got to be willing to know who's in your circle. And it's okay to clear out the circle sometimes. I think it's necessary. Yeah. I've cleaned out my circle many times.
Yeah. This was a deep subject.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did it. I know it's really deep. What did you guys think? Were you happy with this subject? I know it gets a little intense.
What'd you all think about this? What'd you guys think about this subject?
Give the hearts or thumbs up, or what you thought. because this was obviously done off somebody, one of the
Yeah,
guest
somebody,
requests. So,
yeah, somebody asked for this, and so we read it. And was this helpful for you guys? Did you
right.
enjoy, this topic? Did you resonate with what Edgar says? Was there something you can take? Because I'm going to say, like, I really love them when they said forgiveness is always in your choosing, right? It is always possible, no matter the degree of the storm, no matter in what area within you that the storm has affected you or taken you down. It is possible to rebuild it, and this is what we wish you to know. Forgiveness allows you to clear up the storm, sweep up the debris, and begin to build anew. Nice.
Yeah, and I think
very
that
empowering.
They're finding it's probably a tough one, but it was very helpful.
Yeah,
it was a tough one.
Yeah.
We like to.
So we'll do something light.
Yeah,
next week.
We like to be light and upbeat. So this one, but I think
next week we'll do something lighter.
It was, a couple of it's painful, and it is. I mean, we're hitting things that I think we all have experienced things, and it is, but it was needed.
But but if it hit you a little bit and it triggered you a little bit, that's good. Because that means it kind of opens it up to kind of look at it and opens you up to kind of maybe step into it a little bit differently and to maybe revisit it a little bit, so you can kind of maybe let it go.
Yeah.
Rebuild that section.
I mean, Priscilla said she loved it. She needed it. I mean, there's good. Deborah loved the topic, resonates, confirms that she's on the right path.
Good.
Forgiveness, so that's awesome.
Good. So that confirmed for you, Deborah, that you're actually doing it right. Perfect. Love it.
Sandy, it's what she's going through now. Like Elena said, painful, but she said it was a needed subject. So,
yeah, sometimes it's uncomfortable, and but for us to get through stuff and to get better and to live more joyfully, more happier, we have to sometimes have topics that are a little bit uncomfortable, but it's always just to help us forward. This topic is to help us forward. It's to help us each in our own way, and how we relate to this topic. It's all to help us in some way to move us ahead and forward, to be more joyful. And sometimes
it hurts.
Sometimes it's a little harder. It's not always light and fluffy, but it's hopefully always hitting where it needs to hit so that we can move ahead, right? And
Gina Marie said the world's tough right now, so it's on point.
Good.
And great subject. Joanne said, happy you did it.
Good. Okay, perfect. And if you guys have a topic that might be helpful, if you guys want, because I did that one for her. So if there's a topic you guys might think would be good that you would like to have, then I'm open to hearing it, and maybe I'll channel that one as well.
Yeah. I mean, we always like those. I mean, because that's how you came up with this one, right? It was just somebody's suggestion.
Yeah, so someone just said, could Edgar talk about forgiveness? So I said, yeah. So is there a topic you might want Edgar to talk about? Because like they said in the beginning, what did they say? There is no topic that is not important or not valuable.
And there's no coincidence.
And there is so much that can be discussed. But, always it's about, what do they say? It's always, what do they say? We're wanting so much to give you new ways of feeling within you, new ways of feeling about you. So, it's always about helping us forward. That's what it's always about.
Right.
Even if it's a little heavier, sometimes it's lighter, it's always to move us ahead. So
I love it. Great. I think
good,
everybody loved it too. Can we do something fun?
Yeah, let's give away something.
Can we give away some stuff
Are
before
we good?
The quotes? Okay.
I have a couple quotes too at the end that I thought might be good. I found a couple good nuggets of some quotes on the internet. So, so let's give away a workshop.
Okay.
Let's give away a workshop. So this is going to be for the Beautiful You workshop. It's going to be this Saturday, June 27th, 10 in the morning, California time on Zoom. You're going to need to, if you win it, you got to message me on Facebook, your email address, let me know you won the workshop so I can send you a Zoom link on Friday. Okay. So I can send you a Zoom link on Friday, and so you can join the Zoom workshop. Okay.
So I have opened up, the contest starts now. So again, for this contest, it will say workshop and your number choice. And then again, it's the same rule applies. It'll be the closest number under the number, if not the exact number. And the first number that posts that is either probably right on it or is close will be the winner. So while we're waiting for numbers to come up, I had this question a couple of times actually. Would it be possible for Edgar to do maybe something on grief, getting through grief?
It's on my list.
Okay.
I have just been super busy and haven't. Yeah, it's every day. It's on my hit list. So I have a hit list. I call it a hit list. It's my list for the day. So anyway, I have it on there. So I'm definitely, it's on there. So I haven't forgotten. So I'm going to give you a quote where you guys are tallying up the
Yeah.
things. Okay. Forgiveness doesn't excuse their behavior. Forgiveness prevents their behavior from destroying your heart. That's a good one, right? And we'll give you another one on forgiveness. Forgiveness does not change the past, but it does enlarge the future. But that's good too, right? That's empowering. I like that one.
I like it too. Mm-hmm. I'm still kind of looking at number there. I'm getting numbers.
And here's one more.
Perfect.
Another quote. When a deep injury is done to us, we never heal until we forgive. When a deep injury is done to us, we never heal until we forgive. So that's a good one too. That's kind of on point for today, right? So there's a couple. We'll have another one we'll do at the end, but we'll do that. And let me see if there's anything else.
Any other
here.
Questions you guys might have while
this
I'm
was amazingly helpful.
Yeah.
It's needed in the world today. Thank you. Very helpful points. Women's role in the world moving forward is a topic I'm interested in. Okay, I feel it's our time. A woman's role in the world moving forward is a topic I'm interested in. I feel it's our time. Okay, growing pains. Contest starts. Okay, that's you.
Can you repeat the first
topic?
quote? Susan asked if you would please read the first quote
one?
again.
Yeah. Wasn't all okay. Forgiveness doesn't excuse their behavior. Forgiveness prevents their behavior from destroying your heart.
Can you post? Is it possible to post the quote somewhere?
Yes, I'll do it in tomorrow's Facebook. If you guys follow my page, right?
Okay.
I'll post a couple of the quotes.
And I think we've got not right on the dot, but very close. And it looks like we're done getting numbers. So
okay, good.
Maybe show your number.
Workshop. Yeah. Okay, so this is gonna be for Saturday, and the number is dun dun dun.
All right, and the closest
71.
The closest number was number 70, and the winner is Elizabeth Harper. So,
hey, Elizabeth!
Congratulations!
You're the winner.
Congratulations!
You're the winner.
And so you gave all the directions what she needs to do, and she should be good for this weekend. And so, are we going to do the spiritual coaching?
Okay,
I'm excited.
Okay, so I was thinking, and I'm going to do a little head count here. Let me just kind of do. I'm torn about this.
Okay.
We talked about this, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. So, should we do the spiritual coaching?
Do the spiritual coaching. Yeah, okay. Let's do it.
All right. I'm just going to mix it up a little bit.
Do you guys agree? I mean, are you guys interested in doing, just give the hearts, the thumbs up. That'll kind of tell us. But, to do the spiritual coaching this week, I think it's going to be really
Is there, something that you're kind of going through that you would love to have more clarity on? You want more help in coaching and how to work through something, whether it be working with your guides, whether it be developing a mediumship deeper, whether it's building your intuitive skills and abilities, whether it is meditation, whether it's building awareness, spirit guides. It could be
really anything.
Yeah, it could really be anything. It could be maybe if you want to do that inspired writing, like how I wrote with the guides. If you want to kind of practice that, or we could you could, like, if you have been practicing that and you want to kind of share what you've been doing, and then I can kind of read through that, feel into it. It's all going to be whatever it is for you. So whatever's personal for you. So that's what's going to be. It's going to be a 30-minute It's going to be a 30-minute reading on giving you some structure and some tips on how to move a little deeper in your spiritual development, whatever that is for you.
So it looks like overwhelmingly, let's go with the spiritual coaching.
You want to do that one?
Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to put it out. Hold on. Let me take.
I know. I can't open it yet.
Let me do this real quick, and
I'll give you a couple more quotes.
Okay.
All right. So as you guys are putting in your numbers, today I decided to forgive you, not because you apologized or because you acknowledged the pain that you caused me, but because my soul deserves peace.
I have a winner. Very quickly, I got a winner.
You got a winner.
I have an exact number winner.
That was meant to be.
Yes. It was quick.
Love that. Okay. Whoever hurt you, forgive them. When you let go of hate, you allow love back in. Whoever hurt you, forgive them. When you let go of hate, you allow love back in. That was beautiful.
I like it.
Yeah, a lot of good little quotes, right?
I love them. Okay, let's. We got a winner quick.
All
on
right,
that
so we
one,
got a
guys.
spiritual coaching winner, 30-minute reading with me. It's going to be a new session that I'm bringing to the table to help you guys in a different way than soul sessions or mediumship readings. I think there's a lot of awakening happening in today's world now, so it might be very helpful for someone. And so my number for it is 33.
And the winner.
So if you are 33,
yep, the winner is Bunny Garcia.
Bunny
She was the first, and I haven't seen one since, but she had 33 right on the dot. So congratulations,
hey Bunny.
Bunny.
Yay. So Bunny won. Yay. Congratulations. So Bunny, you have to message me on Facebook. Don't do it here. Message me on Facebook with your email address so that I can send you some dates for a 30-minute Zoom reading with me on spiritual coaching. What I'd like you to do between now and the time we connect and make a session, I'd like you to think about where you would like your focus for your reading to be. Where would you like some coaching for you? In what area in your life? So, so think about that. So you can give that to me when we schedule. So, so I know what area you'd like focus on, okay, for your spiritual development coaching. Okay, so yay, congratulations. You guys, it was so wonderful to have you all on board. Thank you so much. Thanks you guys all for chiming in. It's wonderful to be together with you. I'm so appreciative and grateful for you guys coming in and really creating this wonderful support system for each other. So it's really great. I'm always grateful for Gia to be here. She helps me so much organizing all of this. So we love Gia, and I love Gia for coming and helping me so much. It's so helpful. She makes it so much easier, so I can just kind of focus on the work here. And anyway, so thank you, Gia. Thank you, everyone, for coming on board. And you guys also, I have all my Facebook Lives on my website as well under videos, Letters from Spirit. And also you can play replay on my Facebook page for any of the Facebook Lives also. Okay, so excited. See some of you guys at my workshop on Saturday on Zoom. Really excited about it. And until then, of course, you guys have an amazing week. Be good to yourself. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. And be the amazing women that you are.
Have an awesome week.
Have an awesome
meet up again next week.
See you guys. See you Monday. Bye.
Bye-bye.